welcome to Talk Comics to Me. We're together, we're late, like 2 weeks late almost, but that's fine.
What would you expect? What else?
It was my birthday, we're busy, I'm busy with school, I'm sure life is busy, everything's busy, too much. Anyway, I'm Champion-Stein.
Yes, I am Heather.
And this is Talk Comics to Me. That was just a ramble and a half right there.
Look, we're busy.
Just busy
We got
lives.
a lot going on.
Please don't judge us. So yeah, we're here to talk about this week's comics. So Heather, do you have anything, or do you want to start us off?
I would like to point out, no one is losing their minds. We did not record last week either, so we will get to that eventually.
Yeah,
I just remembered that because I saw the stickers on there from Everything Sucks, and I was like, we never talked about that one. But yeah, we did miss a whole ass week, so we might maybe we'll just post the pictures of what we got.
We'll do something.
Rather than, but this is it. I have dried shampoo in my hair right now. I didn't rinse it all out.
Okay.
Ugh. Okay, but we are going to talk about comics. That's all I've got. That was all I was going to mention. Because that's like 8 comics.
Yeah, it's like a decent amount.
Yeah. Oh well. We deserve to take our time.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, so I have this Conan book. This is number 1. It's called Hour of the Dragon. Just another Conan story. Someone raises up an evil king that had died. I don't know if it's like a king or like a warlock, whatever. I don't know. I just told Champ, I don't remember reading this, but I know that I did read it. So it's very, very weird. There's like a hole in my memory where this comic was. Yeah, they're trying to just overthrow Conan and stuff, and they partially succeed. So I'm not sure if this is going to be like a 2-issue series like they sometimes do, or maybe 4. Yeah.
4, 3, 3, 4.
Something like that. I do really like this one for the art mostly, which is weird because I know I'm pretty sure it's the same artist that it normally is, but this story looks really good with this like gross art.
Right.
And gross is in like just dark and like...
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot of words in it and I did not mind it at all. I also don't remember reading it, so...
So who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, no, this one was really, really good because, I don't know, I like the way that they don't Marvelize Conan. They just make him real hard and brutal.
Yeah.
Which is fun. I have not read the story in the back yet, which I do usually read when I'm reading these.
Feels like the font went back to a really small.
Yeah, it's very, very tiny. And it's a lot to read. I will get to it, just because I feel like reading the story with the comic really does give it that extra oomph.
Yeah. So,
yeah. I'll get to it, let you know, probably by the next issue. It's just a lot to do right now, so don't ask me to do more than I can handle. Do you want me to go again?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. This is Human Remains. This is issue number 6. I have not been able to get caught up on this because I never got my replacement for number 3. So I just wanted to show it because I really do like this and I really, really want to read it, but I can't.
Wow, but it's like 6 issues in
I
already.
know, and
Is this the last issue, or is
I don't know, actually. I'll have to look into that. I haven't been paying attention because it's damaged. Just because it hadn't come in, so I was like, oh, I'll get to it when I get to it, but then I realized it hasn't come in yet, and when you look at like the order and stuff for it, it was just never filled. So I don't know if I'm ever going to get number 3 like from the shop, if I'm going to have to like order it from somewhere different, but who knows. But yeah, no, this is about an alien life force that kind of plants itself on Earth and just does not like loud noises. But I mean, I did enjoy the first 2 issues quite a bit, so
yeah,
we'll get to it when we get to it. Again, do not ask me to do more than I can.
And in this case, you can't.
I literally can't right now. It's very frustrating for me.
All right, a book that I started but did not get all the way through. I read like a couple chapters was Squire. I was pretty excited to get this book. I've been looking forward to it for a bit of time. But yeah, just about young girl who is born a second-class citizen and wants to become, like, go into the military and earn, like, the highest honors of becoming a squire. Her parents are kind of against it, and eventually they give in, and mainly just because they want her to be her own person. But, you know, because she is this, I believe it's Ornu is what the class is called, she, like, has this tattoo that's supposed to, you know, help them find each other when they're, like, separated and things, but they, like, cover up her tattoo, and, like, you're telling her, you know, try to join with a clean slate so nobody judges you, and they'll judge you for who you are and not for, like, you know, who they think you are because of this, like, aspect of yourself. So, yeah, I'm excited to, like, get into it. I'm hoping this week during, like, spring break, since I have a smidge of free time, just a little bit, I can, like, get the rest read, because even, like, the little bit I read was really quick. It's just it's like a young adult book, but that doesn't mean it's, you know, doesn't have oomph to it. It's just, like, it's a quick read at the same time. Yeah, no, it looks really good. Like, the art and the idea of the story. And like I said, I follow Sarah and Nadia on Twitter, which is how I found out about this book. And so, yeah, just, like, how excited they were about the book, I think got me a little excited, too, because it's just, like, I don't know, it's nice when people, like, really love their work and want people to read it, so. Good. I love that. So, yeah, I'm excited to, you know, actually get into it. So far, so good, though. Okay. So now we've got Daisy. This is issue number 4. There's a lot of stuff going on. Seems like Daisy may have been tricked. Seems like the bad guy may not be a bad guy. I don't know. There's some, like, weird Hellraiser, like, stuff going on in here. Yeah. Skinless man talking to me. So, I love it, honestly. But yeah, no, this gives more of an origin to how Daisy exists as she is right now, which the art in this issue absolutely blew my mind. Yeah, no, some of the colors are just, like, really, really, like, really good too. Yeah, this issue was very, very good, like, art-wise. And, like, story-wise, it's just, like, there's so much going on. And even within 4 issues, I'm just like, I know what's going on, but I also just feel like it's just so, like, I don't know if heady is the right word, or just, like, dense. Like, there's just so much, like, there's a lot of pieces happening. Yeah, I kind of like how you go into it with, like, this is what the story is, and you think it's just, like, a mom searching for her kid, and then all of a sudden it turns into this weird, Hellraiser-esque, like, cult story, and it's like, what the yeah, what like, am what's I reading? Going on? Yeah. But they did a really good job of, like, not making it too overwhelming and making it interesting still, because with all of the things that are happening in it, I still am interested, and I still want to figure out the conclusion to this story. For sure, because there's just so much. Yeah, it's just good. All right, next we have New Masters. This is issue number 2. I mean, Heather, you should talk about this book, I guess. Okay, so basically this is like a futuristic, I don't want to say post-apocalyptic because it is and it isn't at the same time. Yeah. But it's more of like a futuristic story of a family who is kind of scrounging by trying to get off of the rock that they are on. In this world, the mom has the ability to go to another planet. I can't remember what planet it is. She has the ability to go there, but her husband and her daughter do not. So what she is trying to do is get them, like, licenses so that they can leave too. But in order to do that, they need money. They need, like, supplies, like, all kinds of stuff. So this is them, like, trying to get all that stuff done so that they can leave where they're at. But yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's really, really good. The art in it is absolutely incredible. I love it. But it's I was telling Champ that the first issue is kind of hard for me to, like, understand exactly what the story was about. Just because they just, like, throw you in with no background on, like, the world that we're entering or like what exactly is going on. And so yeah, it was very confusing for me, and I did still like it. I thought it was really good.
all very confusing for me.
Yeah, yeah.
So because I couldn't explain exactly like what was happening, but there was just something there where I was like, yeah, I do like this. I'm just not quite sure what's going on. But this issue does a really, really good job of explaining everything that was going on in the first one, like the different moving parts of the story. And at the end, there's also, the author included information about the world that they've built, which I thought was really, really interesting. They explained like the hypergates and then a little bit of the war that caused them to get into this place, and then their own little history growing up in Nigeria.
Okay.
So yeah, it was really good, and that was also, and it wasn't like a huge long like list of things. It was just short and sweet to introduce the world to you, and I really enjoyed that, because normally like I do read author's notes sometimes, you know, but it's not every time that I do it, and I don't think I would have for this one, just because I usually wait until the end and then I'm like, let me read what's in that one. But yeah, very, very good. Nice and easy. And apparently, I didn't realize this, but they're video game developers, which are like writers, or they have something to do with the world of video games, which makes sense now. The story does to me, because this would make an incredible video game.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Go ahead.
Just talk that. I would shut up about that book. It's good. I have Thor. This is issue 23. It's the last part of the God of Hammer story arc. It's whatever. I have a lot of problems with things that happen in this one. Odin, spoiler alert, I guess. Odin dies, and Thor uses the Odin Force to just magically beat his hammer, which he couldn't do before. All it took was the death of Daddy, and then he could magically just like power up and beat him.
The Odin Force sounds like the Phoenix Force.
It's very close to that. But yeah, knocks himself out, is there 4 months, like in the Odin sleep. I think they call it a Thor sleep in this one, which is stupid. But he wakes up and like...
he was just in a coma.
Yeah. His mommy, his Angela, sister, and Loki is there. I hated how Loki was written in this. Absolutely hated it. Can't explain why. It just did not feel like Loki to me, and it bothered me a lot. It's whatever. It's a Donny Cates Thor book. It's fine. I just didn't. It's not necessary. I don't understand what is happening with this story. I don't understand where each story arc is going. It's too much for how little we get in return. So I don't know.
Doesn't seem like there's a beginning or end point.
Mm-hmm. It's like how we wanted Buffy to be. Each story arc was just like a different little adventure. That's pretty much what Thor is, except again, it's just not necessary because someone new is introduced, and then it like just...
It's the same problem that Buffy had though too. Yeah. It's just like there's too much being thrown into it at once, and you're just like, I need just like one solid like character and thing put into here.
Yeah, I think so far out of this series, I've liked maybe 1.5 arcs that Donny Cates has done so far. And it, like, pains me that I, like, don't look forward to reading Thor anymore. Like, I get it, and I'm like, oh, just whatever, I'll read that one. When it used to be the first book that I read, and I don't know. I want to take it off, but that also hurts me because, like, I just love Thor so much, so I don't know. The art, however, is just killing it every single time. Yeah. And I think that's why I keep holding out that, like, maybe the art will make the stories more enjoyable for me. And to an extent they do, because I do find myself like lingering on the pages longer, but I just don't care. I don't care anymore. I'm over it. I'm gonna talk about this one. Okay. This is X-Men Legends number 12. I literally only got this because of the variant. Yeah. I do like these stories a lot, but I had to take it off my poll because it was just... I didn't understand enough of them, too, because what X-Men Legends does is it just takes one of the older X-Men series, like Excalibur or whatever, which is what this one is from, and creates a little storyline between issues to explain it more. So like this one, it's just, it's the prelude to Excalibur. So it literally is just leading up to what happens with like Nightcrawler and Kitty Pryde. Okay. Which I do think is very interesting, but again, I didn't read enough of the older series to warrant just like, reading random issues, because as much as I enjoyed the random issues, I was never going to read the series that it was like in between or like leading up to and stuff. So I took it off, but I just really like this cover a lot. And since it is just a prelude to the Excalibur series, I understood what was going on just fine. So.
Okay, this is Devil's Reign. This is issue 5 of 6.
Yes, I've been waiting for this.
This is just Kingpin trying to win the votes of everybody. I'm just gonna spoil some stuff. Realizes that Daredevil is Matt Murdock, and decides that like instead of, well, he didn't know.
I know,
so just
I know.
in case somebody was like, oh no. So he decides, instead of like winning the city back at being the mayor, he is going to kill like every single superhero and like kill Matt Murdock. The problem with that right now is that his brother, who was made up by the stone, Mike, he has been posing as Matt Murdock this entire time. So that happens. But there was, this made me almost like put the book down. There's a line where Jessica Jones is talking to U.S. Agent, and she says, "They're kids you Captain America can't." And I love Chip. Chip's one of my favorite writers, but that was like the worst fucking written line I've ever had to read out of a comic book. It's like, bro, I've also seen Once Upon a Time in Mexico. We don't need to do that. We don't need to.
Oh, that one, okay.
No, I didn't like it.
It should have said, "They're kids, you Captain America cunt." That would have been way better.
That would have been a better line. Could have even, put it out, but...
I'm going to write to Chip and tell him, he really dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah, he really fucked up. But yeah, that line just really, really ruined it for me. As a whole, like, this event's been just, like, meh. I really like the X-Men Devil's Reign, like, little side story. And once again, it could just be Phil Noto's art in that book that really, like, wins out, but... I don't know. It's not like I really needed this. I don't know why they're gonna have to start a whole new Daredevil #1 after this event.
Yeah,
like, I don't
get
understand that. It's fine. I'll keep Daredevil on. Like, I enjoy the book as a whole. I felt like it started out stronger than like some of the last like story arc or so has been. But we'll see. We'll see how this wraps up. Like, I think there's going to be some shifting pieces for sure.
I just think it's too overwhelmed. Like, everything that's included with Devil's Reign and stuff, like, all the side series.
Yeah,
and stuff.
It's just like any Marvel event. It feels like there's 20 Marvel events going across like several different books. It's like Devil's Reign's happening in Daredevil, like Death of Doctor Strange had just happened. All of the fucking Star Wars shit.
Oh my god.
Like, it's just, there's so, like, it's just like, give it up, bro. Because even after Devil's Reign, there's the Eternals Avengers, like, Judgment Day thing that Kieran's doing, like, that giant event. Like, there's just,
it's too much.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason, like, I don't necessarily like reading, like, Marvel books, is because it's just like, I just need one book, bro, and I don't need it every fucking week like Spider-Man. Like, I just need one book once a month, and I'm fine.
Right.
Like, it's totally chill. You don't have to do all this. Like,
it does seem a bit unnecessary and kind of like they're just stealing from us because we're gonna pay them for it.
Yeah,
it's like it's very mean. It's very mean.
And this was like an event I almost didn't get on, but it was also just like, well, I'm reading Daredevil, and this is tied into Daredevil. This is a very Daredevil like focused book,
right?
I don't know. I don't know. That's just complaining about Marvel more than anything else.
No, that's fair.
Just too much.
We went through all of that stuff with X-Men like every month.
Yeah.
So, like, I get it. And I mean, we're still kind of doing it with lives and deaths, but whatever. We're going to talk.
This is 7 Secrets. This is issue number 15. So this is definitely coming to some form of end.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, this issue got me all weepy.
Yeah.
Just because one of my favorite characters is just like, came to love somebody, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't realize I even liked this dude that much. But yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff that like gets revealed here, and once again, the lines are just like blurred as to like what is good and what is bad. So I really still think Amon is bad.
Yeah, no, he very much is. I was telling, like, Julian and I were talking about this, and I was like, this issue, I feel like it was one of those where, like, after you read it, you're like, yeah, I hate that fucking dude. He's a piece of shit. And I did, but at the same time, I was like, yeah, but did you see how good he looked when he was swinging that scythe? Like, look at him. And I felt like such a dick after that.
Yeah, that's a stupid reason to think anybody's, like, attracted or anybody's, like, you know, yeah.
No, I just thought he looked really cool, like, with the coat and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention to, like, what else he was doing. That's why when he did it, I was like, oh, ugh, he's a dick.
Yeah, he's a really bad person.
Mm-hmm.
He's a really shitty person.
And it's, like, his reasons for it, too, are just, like when you first kind of explain what he's doing, it's like, okay, but is that like wrong or right? Because you don't know like the whole story, you know, like you just have his side of it where he's like, you're all being tricked, like this isn't what's supposed to be happening. But yeah, he does stuff like that where it's just like, you didn't have to do that to prove your point, dude. He's a kid.
Well, and that's the thing, is just like, I don't know, a lot of stories like this would be unnecessary if people would just approach it in a logical manner of like, hey, let's try to talk about like what is actually happening here. Like,
he's a bit unhinged. But just a little bit.
He's just evil.
Yeah.
Like, he's just an evil dude. Like, I think, I don't know. His intentions are not clear enough. Like, I feel like here he becomes just like, I don't see how these other two can follow him with this idea of what the prophecy is. But it's just like, where does the prophecy like start and begin? And like, where does things like, you know, prophecies always deviate, right?
Yeah, I don't know. There's just, he's just a baby. He's just acting like a baby with a soiled diaper, and I'm over it.
Bad guys be bad guys.
Maybe. You know, you're right.
So this is Buffy, the Last Vampire Slayer. This is issue number 4. This is a nice little wrap up to a little side story. I really, really enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, it was just heartwarming and really had like that Buffy energy that did not get out of the main title, Buffy, at all. Like, it just felt very Buffy-esque.
Yeah, all of the characters even, like, they felt real. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, there are a lot of Buffy stories where, like, Buffy doesn't feel like Buffy, or, like, Spike doesn't feel like Spike, but I think every single character, even the new ones, like, they fit within the group really well. Yeah. It was a really, really good story.
And it was really believable, like, the girl was Willow and Tara's daughter, like, yeah.
Joyce, like, this was a really, really good story. For only 4 issues, that... magnificent.
Yeah, no, it did what it was supposed to do, and I'm probably... I don't know, this was probably the best, like, Buffy little mini-series that they've done so far. Like, or even, like, out of the little one-shots that I've really enjoyed, this has been the best one.
Yeah. Definitely is way up there. I think the only other one that I enjoyed along the same level was that, like, one shot, the Tea Time or whatever, and that was just because it was like a weird little silly story.
See, I like that Next Generations one where it was just like different like slayers.
Oh my god, I forgot about that one because it had the 3 different artists too. That's right. That one was really good.
No.
Fuck, I forgot about that one. There was just so much bad Buffy stuff during that time period that, like, I completely blocked that one out. I was like, no, there are no good Buffy stories.
Yeah, that Willow one was a real bad one.
I never even got the last issue. I never even finished that series because I was like, I don't really care. Like, the art was really cool in it, but, like, The story was weird as hell. So
It fit right in line with the just jaggedness of all of the rest of the Buffy main title series. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Weird. I do have to interject here and just say recording in person is... I know sometimes we do have to do it over Zoom just because we both got stuff going on, but I just feel like I have more to say about my comics when we're together. I don't know what it is. Like, now I just feel like I can't shut up.
I don't know.
Anyway, this is Critical Role, The Tales of Exandria, the Bright Queen, issue number 4. This is the last one. This kind of concludes how the queen came to exist, what happened to the daughter and stuff. I really did enjoy this just because, like, I am aware of who the Bright Queen is and I know about Exandria and everything like that, but having this little origin, I guess, of this story was really good. I love the art in it, just how it's so dark. Every single issue is just, it's so dark, and I love it. But
colors are really good.
Yeah. And that's like part of the reason why I just love it so much. And it's like, it doesn't matter where they are in the story, whether it's daytime or nighttime, it's always those tones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it was good. I did enjoy it quite a bit. And I do think that if you enjoy like fantasy stories, you don't necessarily have to know anything about this because it is an origin above anything else. But I don't know. Damn, that cover is really good. It was just a nice little story, and I am glad that that was all they did for it, because I feel like if they were going to do anything more, it would have lost what it was supposed to mean.
Okay.
So this is Broken Eye. This is issue number 1. This story, I did not like the art in it at all. I tried so hard to like enjoy it, but it was just whatever. It's about a guy in the 70s, I believe, in Liverpool, I believe. He has a fake eye and he can like look at dead bodies and stuff and see how they died. And he's just kind of discovering that that's what is happening when a hand washes up on shore and he says, "Bull," and picks it up. And then gets the whole like history of like who the hand belonged to and all that kind of stuff. And then on the other side of town, there's an investigation being done on someone who was missing. So you can clearly see what's going on here. The story was Liverpool 1970. Damn, dude, I got it right.
Yeah, right on the money.
Yeah.
It's like you read the book and everything.
Yeah, it's like I read it all the way through even, but I don't know. The art really it was not for me, and that bummed me out quite a bit because the story itself was interesting and it was like pretty cool. So I don't know. I did add it to my poll, but with Scout Books, it's probably only going to be like 3 or 4 issues, so it's not like
heavy.
Yeah. So I will read it, but I just needed everyone to know that the art just wasn't it for me. That's all.
Okay, so I have Punisher. This is issue number 1.
Let's hear about Punisher.
He's just murdering people. I don't want to ruin this book if people want to read it. I really like the beginning with what's Paul Azateca? Yes. Or Azazeta. Either way, I really enjoyed his art quite a bit. And then Jesus Saiz does the like actual rest of the issue, and that art is so insanely good. If there's anything I took out of this book, art was great. Story was just like okay, because I don't necessarily want to spoil the ending, and I think the ending is a big reason of like everything that's happening. But Frank is working for the Hand, so you're kind of just like picking up from there and figuring out why he's doing this thing. I'm like tempted to add it to my pull file, and also just like do I want it?
Mm-hmm. I think maybe, you've been reading it. Did you get the first issue, or did you just read it off the wall?
I just special ordered the first issue. Okay. Yeah. So it is one of those things where it's like, well, how much? It's just like, it seemed a little ridiculous. Like,
yeah.
the ending really was ridiculous enough for me to be like, why?
I would say maybe just like read them off the wall.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I might just add it and see what happens, and I can always drop it.
Yeah.
It's not like it's going to hurt me, but...
Is it ongoing, or is it just one? Okay.
It's ongoing at least for, like, a period of time. I haven't seen anything about it being just, like, limited, but that also does not mean anything.
Right. I mean, you could at least add it for, like, the first story arc, because that's usually, you know, make or break.
I would like to see where this goes, because there's, like, honestly, kind of feel like a aspect of necrophilia to it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do the suggestive eyebrows at that.
But
that's just interested.
That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna stop talking now.
Okay.
And next, on a totally different aspect, this movie here. This movie is called Little Monsters. It's number 1. It's issue number 1, and it's about vampire children.
Mm-hmm. And it's Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen.
And it's a good-looking book. I really like the colors.
Yeah,
I really like the letters, and the story is... I would like to see where the story goes.
Yeah, it's just a town, I guess, a city of children, vampires who are living their daily monotonous life and waiting for, I'm just going to say Dad to return.
Yeah.
Who has apparently been gone for a very long time, so they're just trying to kill time until he returns. I can't wait to see Dad. God, my greasy fingers.
Yeah, no, my fingers are pretty, like, you can see them all, my fingerprints all over the back of that thing.
I'm gonna have to get this professionally cleaned.
We know a guy.
Yeah, we do, actually.
Okay.
All right.
Now we have Norse mythology.
You're just killing it today.
This is issue number 2 of the... Okay, so this is the third part.
Right.
Issue number 2. And this ends the story of the cauldron.
Close.
I'm sorry. My brain. This just ends one story and begins another.
Mm-hmm. Which is the beginning of Ragnarok. Well, the beginning of the events.
His face.
Yeah, I know.
I couldn't get over the colors and that, like... I still enjoy this, so, you know, if you like Norse mythology shit, you probably would enjoy this. Artists sometimes differ, and I think that's a fun aspect of it. Also, this eyeshadow on Loki.
I know, I noticed that. So, I have not read this issue or the first one yet. I obviously know what's happening, but this, I want to read it all at once when I read it, because this, you are aware of how much I love Loki, and Norse mythology Loki is probably my favorite iteration of him, just because I love how vengeful he is when the attention is not on him. Mm-hmm. I think it's very petty, and I just love it. But this part of any Norse mythology that is the path to Ragnarok hurts my feelings every single time, just because of how fucking vengeful Loki gets. Because he could do so good. He could do so much better, and he just chooses to do the absolute worst.
Yeah, that's not wrong.
And so, yeah, I just want to read it all together, because I want to see how Gaiman wrote it all at once. But I did read bits and pieces of this, and Loki's eyeshadow is incredible. Like,
yeah, no, it's just
okay. But yeah, you get the story of the mistletoe in here, and I always thought that one was very funny. All right. I did not read this one either. This is...
It's the way this starts.
Yeah, this is Hawkeye, Kate Bishop. It's number 5. This is the last one, I believe. I didn't actually... for some reason, I thought it was 6, but I'm pretty sure it's just 5 issues. I've been picking this up for my youngest sibling because they love Hawkeye, and I don't think they have read much of Kate Bishop, Hawkeye. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to get them the series. But I think I might actually read it because, I don't know, it just seems interesting. I really like the artist who does the art and stuff. And, you know,
Yeah.
Kate Bishop is just cute. So I think I might read it. But I'm so sorry I didn't read this one. I should have. I should have just read it. I got all the issues.
All right, so I have Good Asian. This is issue number 9. I believe there is one more issue, and then this is done. And
a 10-issue series.
Yeah,
is that?
It was only like it ended up getting 2 more issues, I think is what I was saying. But yeah, this is coming to an end, so I don't really want to say anything that much about it. But I really love this book, and I really love like the twists and turns, and it's just such a good story, and I think it does a really great job of like exploring the history of the United States and California and all of the things that, you know, Chinese people and Asian people went through, and just taking a look at that and like twisting it within the story of being like a police and being a detective, and then also being very entrenched with like rich white people. So it's just, there's a lot going on. It's really good. I'm really excited to see the conclusion, and I honestly, like, I don't know, could do more little mysteries. I could take another Edison Hark story. Like, it's just like the way the beats work are just really well, and I think you could go, you know, no, you're good, in the past and still tell like a really like well told story from his perspective as well.
Do you like the art in it? Because while you were just flipping through it,
I love the art like a lot.
Yeah,
there's like
really
some
good.
really good panels, and the colors are always really solid within the story itself. It's just, like I said, it's very, very good. I feel like a lot of people, you know, probably just like slept on this.
I feel that's fair. You talk it up every single time, and I can say like every single issue that I've seen, like I love the art for it, but the covers are always really good too. Like they're so simple, but you can tell like looking at it, yeah, this is a detective story.
Yeah, no, they do. Yeah, it's just really good. I really like it.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you like it.
Okay, so next we have Eternals. This is issue number 10. I am all caught up. I read both issues today.
Nice.
But Eternals just breaking into the Avengers Tower because they need to speak to it since it's an old celestial. Mm-hmm. And, you know, stuff is just not necessarily going anyone's way right now. Yeah. He's got that, you know what? He's got a great ass.
Yeah, I know.
He's just got a great ass.
Great ass!
Thanos has a fucking dump truck, dude. Look at that.
That's good.
In a different world.
Just gonna cut that into there for everybody.
That's a good idea, actually.
I need a button. I'll just have it on record. Just hit a button every time we see Thanos' ass or any good butts. Anyway, continue.
I didn't even start.
Eternals, good stuff. This is kind of leading into an event called, I believe this is the Judgment Day event, or is it X-Men versus Eternals?
I am not sure. I'll have to look that up.
Because there's too many people getting in fights with each other, and once again, as we said before, too many events.
Too much. And also, next week, as in like this week in like 3 days, there is the Eternals, the Heretic.
Yes, the Thanos one shot, or it's just like a one shot.
Yeah. Which Eternals has a lot of one shots, like within the series.
Yeah, there was no necessary reason to do it, but I get it.
Yeah.
Like, thematically it makes sense because they're not like...
But yeah, just... So there's a lot of Eternal stuff coming up. Okay.
For you big Eternals fans.
Yeah. So, this is Batman Urban Legends. It's issue number 13. This, as you know, every time it comes out, I explain it's just short stories featuring the DC Universe characters. But these stories, like this one and I believe the previous one, maybe 2, are all like, we're in the supernatural stage of DC. So you get like all the magicians and stuff like that. There's a Constantine story in here.
All the magicians.
Yes. So part 3. So it would have been the previous 2 issues. The art is absolutely incredible for all of these stories. They always have like really good writers too. The White Witch one, Ram is writing. And like, yeah, the art for this one's like really fucking cool too.
It's the guy who did Blue and Green with him.
Oh, is it? Mm-hmm. I didn't realize that. That's awesome. Okay, I can tell now, obviously. But yeah, no, the stories are all really good. They're not necessary to add to like read the whole series and stuff, but each saga, I guess, has maybe 4 issues. So that's really all you need to read if you want to get just like 1 or 2 stories out of it. And I do think for that it is worth it, but I like the short story thing that they're doing.
Yeah.
And this is a good cover too. This is Batman, Urban Legends.
Once again, I just wish it didn't cost so much.
I know it is a
little
little bit
so
expensive, but yeah, $7.99.
It's just like, yeah, there's a lot of content there. It's just like, anyway.
She's thick.
This is Monkey Meat. This is issue number 3. Monkey Meat is just like a little anthology, so each issue is just like a little snippet of this world, dealing with the Monkey Meat Corporation and kind of like what happens on this island and within this world. And all the stories kind of do have little connecting points, but I really like them a lot. They're a lot of fun. I like the art in each issue a lot. Just, they're all kind of different in their own way while also being, the same. And I really like the lettering here. It's just like, yeah. It's a fun, it's really fun. It's hard to describe because each story is just like so very different, but it has like an aspect of silliness as well as like odd, like not oddly serious, but like serious tone to it as well, just because it is just a corporation kind of like fucking people over in its own like ludicrous ways.
It's real life.
Yeah, that's just real life right there. So next we have Batman. This is issue 1056. I swear to fuck, we're almost getting out of this tower.
It's almost gone. And Nightwing is out of the tower now.
Yeah.
We're going to be following him soon enough. We're almost done because this is where Batman comics and Detective now are connected.
They're banging.
They're banging, yes.
This is Batman.
I know, I that killed me.
It's just funny because you can see him in the background, like, coming.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, clearly Batman is here. Clearly you're not just going to kill Nightwing by throwing him out of the tower window.
This whole part of the story because I was, like, really anxious. I was like, oh my god, Nightwing, no. Especially when she's, like, almost there. She almost has him and then it doesn't work. And I was like, fuck, no. And I love how he's drooling here. Loved it. But there's... Finally, Batman is there, finally doing what he needs to do instead of farting around with Batman Inc. He needs to pay attention to his city. He's trying to save the world. He can't even keep his city together.
No. And then this also has the second part, the House of Gotham, and just kids telling Batman, like, you're kind of an asshole. Mm-hmm. Kind of an asshole.
Well.
Alright, so then next we have X Lives of Wolverine. This is issue number 4.
And I'm also just going to show this because they both came out same week.
And then this is just, I'm still going to refer to it as Butterfly Effect Wolverine until they prove me wrong, because it feels so much like Butterfly Effect.
This issue, definitely has that feeling, like 100%.
Really?
With it. Yeah, it's wild. Which is why I was like, I'm gonna leave this here so you can read it. It's just it's just a butterfly effect. That's it.
It's not like we were talking earlier. It's not that I hate this story. It's not that I love this story. It's just a story that I'm reading, and it's interesting that I decided to start reading this. And could have just probably read both of your issues, but I don't know. I just like I really feel like there's aspects of me that like really can't hold on to like Marvel characters for too much longer. It's weird how much I've like leaned towards DC books and like have as a whole enjoyed them much more than like anything that's Marvel. Just feels like the same almost, just like time and again. And like sure this is a different story, but it's still just like
we're still getting the same things that are happening.
Yeah, like it's almost just like ludicrous, you know, X-Men stuff. And like Eternals I enjoy because I like the dialogue of the computers, and it doesn't feel like in the same vein.
Right. It feels like the way that The Last God felt for like DC books, where it was just like really dense but like interesting. Like there was a lot going on there. I don't know. And it's probably, we don't know those characters very well. Yeah. And so it doesn't feel like we're getting this over and over.
Rehashing.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah, we know what happens in this life, even though it's different still. Like there's a twist on it. And it's like, I fucking get the twist, dude. I don't care.
Right.
I think that's the problem is I just don't care. Like the Moira stuff in Devs as I caught up, you know, today was just like, well, that's interesting. But I still just like... You know,
we get it.
Yeah, it's just like, she was the bad guy. That's why Mystique and Destiny want to kill her. Like, she poses a threat to the mutant race. Like, and she's now teaming up to make a machine to kill all of the mutants, and then also backstab all the humans. It's just
right.
It is what it is.
It's Moira.
It's Moira. I got that in Powers and House.
Right.
Like,
yeah, I didn't understand the need to like bring her back again. You know, like I just feel like she is the drama. She is the bad energy. And they only brought her back so that they just spice up Krakoa a little bit. Yeah. Let's bring Moira back. Let's get crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. That's all just a little rant about how I'm feeling about Marvel comics recently. Just because I feel like
fair.
I just don't feel like I've come out reading a Marvel book and been like, yeah, fuck yeah, I love this. This is like my number one book of the year. Like I haven't come out reading a book from Marvel like that for a while.
Yeah, no, me either. I noticed that I've been leaning towards DC more too, specifically Batman. I don't know why that happened, but I've been reading more DC books as well. They've just been way more enjoyable, and I think it is because we've just like had so much with these characters. Like the Marvel books that I'm reading, I've been reading those characters for years. And so I just want something different, which
spice it up.
Which is why I did like Miss Marvel, because
something different.
I've never read Miss Marvel before, and it's just a very fun story, and I want fun stories. I'm tired of like, no, this is serious. This is a real serious story. We're changing the world. Which, you know, it's fine, but like, give me some fun shit, dude.
You can only change the world so many times.
Butterfly effect. We're gonna keep doing it until we get it right.
But that's all I got. You got anything else?
I ain't got shit.
Well, thanks for listening. We're sorry. We'll never leave you for 2 weeks again. That was probably like the longest break we've had since we've started, I think.
Yep. It definitely is.
So yeah, thanks for listening as always. Go support your local comic book shops, support your friends, support your local libraries, do good things, take care of your friends. Anything over there? I feel like I covered all the bases.
No, you did.
I'm very proud of myself. All right, well, we'll see you on the flippity flip.